I will say this, from all our projections, we have more than 1 million kids at risk in the Northwest for severe wasting from malnutrition. My name is Simba Tirima, and I'm the country representative for MSF in Nigeria. I've been with MSF for more than 7 years now. We, as MSF, raised an alarm because we saw an unprecedented number of children being admitted for severe acute malnutrition, very complicated cases. And very quickly, we ramped up our capacity from maybe 125 beds to more than 300 beds, actually close to 350 beds. In fact, we saw a spike as compared to last year of 250% difference. And so that was very, very alarming. And so across the Northwest, we have currently close to 900 beds for severe acute malnutrition. We give them therapeutic foods. We have milk formulations that we give. We have Plumpy'Nut that we give to these kids. So Plumpy'Nut is a paste that is mostly made of peanuts and sugar and other nutrients that are needed for recovery. What you see often is kids who come really almost on their deathbeds, I'd say. And in 5 days, we can see a difference. Then after those 5 days, we discharge those children and put them under what we call ambulatory therapeutic feeding. So they still continue to get fed until they completely recover. Now, of course, there is what we call the lean season, and some believe that lean season, this is where people are planting and preparing their land for planting and things like this. And then after the lean season is harvest season, sometimes we see a dip in those rates. But I'm not sure that we'll see a significant dip in those rates because, again, we have drivers such as global climate change. That is a reality that we're dealing with. We have conflict that has displaced people. We have pandemic shocks that have driven food prices way, way, way up. And for example, I'll give you a very quick example. A bag of rice in 2020 was about, I'd say, $20. Now it's about $80. You're talking about very impoverished people who don't have access to resources, having to scrounge around and buy some grain or some food for their families to eat. Several months ago, I went to the Northeast to one of our facilities, and I happened upon 2 children who were being resuscitated because they had presented very late and they had very complicated malnutrition, acute malnutrition. Of course, I stayed there for a while, and more kids kept coming. Some of them I didn't think would make it. But I'll tell you what, as I said, in 5 days, those children could smile. They look at you and smile at you. And you could see very, very clearly that this child would have died if it was not for that donation, if it was not for MSF's work, putting that donation into action. Yes, it's not easy, especially if you're dealing with high mortality rates, right? But after a while, when you see that kid smile at you, right? When you see that person who was really not only harmed by SGBV, but also completely aggrieved and hopeless. When you see them hopeful again, right? Our staff report to us, and we have many testimonies that this keeps them going.